Afternoon, everybody. So I just realised I put the message out on Telegram and on the social channel saying it's the non-farm payroll live trading room. I obviously haven't updated that announcement. So ignore that. It's not non-farm payroll. It's just the New York session. How's everybody doing? Afternoon, Ladder. Afternoon, David. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. For those that weren't here in the live room this morning, I had to go to the doctor's yesterday. I've got a trapped nerve. And it took me ages to get the medicine. I've got to go back to the pharmacy and get some more this afternoon, actually, as well, at some point. So I'm in lots of pain. My entire left arm is just dying. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. Nothing dramatic, just pain. Right. So we had a lovely trade this morning on the DAX. So the DAX this morning was a huge win. Where are we? That one there. So big wins yesterday on the DAX. Oh, you're sorry, this morning on the DAX. You can't even see it, look. But that was the breakout this morning. You can't even see the trades. I'll have to go down to the 1 minute chart to be able to see that. There we are. So there was the 15. Where's my pen gone? 70-point move this morning. Where's my pen gone? There it is. So that was the 15-minute pre-market break. So I got two positions on there. I took one off up there and one off somewhere around there. So yeah, lovely fast break this morning on the DAX. So hopefully we get something similar this afternoon. Would be lovely on the NAS or the Dow, either or. Everything else is just sitting sideways. I still have got no more profit banked. I've got lots that I can take. Why does everybody DM me when I go into the live room? It's always the same. I get loads of messages on Telegram when I go live. It's like, I've been sitting here all morning. No one talks to me. And then I hit the live button and everyone goes, and I get loads of DMs. I can't talk. I'm in the live room. CAD Swiss, I'm still in. Short. So I've got one in profit on that. It's on profit overall, below break even. I've got two positions on. I'm holding it. I'm being brave and holding it. Going for the lows. So I want to see them try and crack this. I want to see them run up to this level this afternoon and try and get. I might take one off down there. I need to bank some profit basically. The other euro pound, I'm getting into DD on euro pound. Got two positions on that. Getting ready to take a third very shortly. Just about to actually. It's 27 ADR. Half an ADR is 27 pips. So I'll be getting another position on that one. So yeah, that's going into DD at the moment. The euro's pulling back quite a bit. Sorry, don't have to apologise, Tim, if you're in the live stream. You can always ask in here, you know. Morning, Bogdan. Afternoon, Brian Diamond. Morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. Pound New Zealand. I don't mind you DMing me. It's just you have to obviously realise I'm not going to reply when I'm in the live room because I'm in here. Ask questions in here. It's always good. Pound New Zealand. Three positions on that. Oh, here we go. Nasdaq's going before the market opens. We've got 4 minutes to the open. So I've got three on that at the moment. I have taken some off, obviously, on the Pound New Zealand. I've been rinsing and repeating, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, putting it on. I was going to take some off today, decided not to, left it on. I'm well within an ADR on it. I'm just waiting for the pound to stop trying to be bullish. You're not. Give up. Pound US dollar. I've got shorts on this one. Looks like this one is actually going to go back up where we are already into the propulsion gap, which is where I was looking for it to trade. We're 125 ADR nearly on this today. So I expect them to start giving up the ghost pretty much now. So looking for some sellers to step in and drive this down. We've got a weak US dollar at the moment. I've also got New Zealand dollar CAD on. Again, coming up to resistance, might get up. Coming up to resistance. That's where I'm looking to go with this one, basically, back up into that propulsion. But we might find some resistance here. We're at ADR today. And I've got my friend gold. So still in that. Had an opportunity just about to break even on that. I keep having an opportunity to break even and I keep stopping taking it. So if this pushes up again today, I'll be out of that. Right. We've got 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes to the open. Afternoon, Frank. Right. So yeah, that's where we are. Sentiment. There's been no news. Well, there has been some news. Barking has been barking, pretty much saying the same sort of stuff as we've had. So it's all kind of bullish. The jobless claims came out, 196 versus 190, so pretty much as expected. Again, the jobless claims, if you look at it, it's ever so slightly negative, not a lot. You know, it's missed by 5k, which is virtually nothing, basically. But then, you know, the US dollar suddenly goes, whoa, every little piece of bad news just drops the US. Every bit of good news, it just doesn't seem to get the traction on the good news at the moment. It's only getting traction on the bad news. It's very frustrating, but I'm happy for it to continue to do this as long as we can get gold up to there. As soon as gold gets up to there, it can do what the hell it likes. I'd like to see it power up. Okay, so long on the NASDAQ. Market's open. There's our 15-minute pre-market open. Fairly big open this morning, actually. That's not an ideal pre-market open to take, but we'll see. Afternoon, Cam. Aussie dollar, US dollar short on the H1 RSI. Aussie US, yeah. Yeah, extended on the RSI, ADR hit in propulsion. We might get a bit more of a push up on this a little bit further into here, but yeah, it's a good looking short. We need some US dollar strength there. I mean, the US dollar is just not able to get any strength, is it? Just looking at the DAX as well quickly. Obviously, we had the big push, which is what we traded this morning in the live room. We got a pullback and a push. That's what I was looking for. It didn't get deep enough. I was interested in taking a second on this, but I didn't. So I wanted it to get a little bit deeper. It bottomed out and then put a bull and went. So we got 125 ADR, and now it's pulled back. We got a reverse alert potentially to go short on it. So tricky to know what to do with these indices today. They're quite exhausted already. A lot of big movement. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, tricky one today. How much risk have I got on this? Ooh, big. I'm going big today. I've upped my risk on the opening range breakouts. Basically, I'm going short. Oh no, yeah, I'm hedged. Brilliant. Good start. Hedged. $2,000 loss coming up. Almost 100% guaranteed when it does this. There's a grand down. So yeah, I've upped my risk on this basically. I just want to get this second stage evaluation either passed or just move on, because this is doing my head in, this one at the moment. I just can't seem to get any traction on this at the minute. I've been trading this for 2 weeks now, and I'm now $800, $900 down on the account. I just literally, it's like taking 2 steps forward, 3 steps back all the time. The market has been going sideways all week, and all it's done is just chopped me. So it's just a frustrating account, this one at the moment. Can't seem to get any traction on it. So I thought I'll up the risk on it. And I'm basically going to go for if I don't pass it this week, I'm just going to up the risk every day, basically. And either the ORB will blow the account or it will pass it. I just want to get it passed so that I can start position trading it. But it's just frustrating the hell out of me at the moment, this market. It's just going sideways all the time. Today it's not. Today it's decided to actually have a movement, but like 3 days solid sideways. Here we go. Might get a whippy one. We'll see. Let's have a look at what the Dow's doing. So Dow's whippy as well. Dow's whipped in the opposite direction to the Nasdaq. Doesn't give us any clues. So yeah, so it's quite a good thing to do with these with the proper valuations. Basically, I quite often do this. I'll over leverage on the account to try and get it over the line quickly. And you know, it's all about having winning and losing runs, basically. So if at the moment what I'm doing is literally sitting in around about 1.5 to 3% drawdown every day, and I have been for a week. So if I, you know, it'll be 4-6 weeks before I pass at this rate. So the best thing to do is try and just get a strong profit from fast moves with things like the opening range breakout. You know, don't go in with $200, $300 profit. Go in with $1,000 to go, and you'll pass it very, very quick. You've got this one is a 100K account, so I've got a 5K daily limit on it. So you know, it's as it stands at the moment, I can take 5 trades today and be fine. But you just got to be a bit careful. You don't go too big, you know, sort of risking sort of 2%. A lot of people do that, and especially on the EA accounts, because you can pass them in the day. You know, I've done it. You know, if you go 1% and get a position that starts moving, add another percent, add another percent. If you get a 2-hour move off of that, you've passed. Very, very quick and easy. And then obviously just scale it back to normal risk. I'm only looking to make 3 to 4K a month off of each account. I'm not looking for to make an absolute fortune. So small risks, $200, $300 risks on opening range breakouts, for example, in a month, that's going to earn you 4 or 5K. But you got to get it over the line. That's the trouble. I don't want to wait 4 or 5, 6 weeks to pass the evaluation. I'm over a week into it, and I'm still at break even on it. So hence upping the lot sizes and trying to get that big win on. So I'm a K down. If I get a 2 to 1 R on this, that'll put me up to 3.5K for the day. Do that 3 days on the trot. Bang. Actually, 2 days on the trot, because I've only got a 5K target. It's stage 2. So that's the plan anyway. I've got other evaluations going on as well. So it's so opening range breakout to the downside is working nicely. The Dow is following suit. We're looking for the Dow. Got 2 levels before the propulsion gap from this morning's move. Looking at the Nasdaq's levels, very similar. So we're looking to break that level. We've got an accumulation there, which is where we found support. So if we break that level, we should flush down into the propulsion gap. So nice move down into there today. If we can get the traction, we need the Dow to come down with us. We'll have a look at the FX market in a minute and see what else is going on in there. We've had quite a few ADR hits today. So there might be some opportunities on ADRs to take advantage of today. I think I've got this. What have I got this set to? 150. So that's 1.5 R there. Dow's flagging a little bit at the open. So Tim, if you're still in here, to answer your question, you've asked basically if you're in a long trade taken with the market reverse alerts EA and you move your TP in the middle of the trade looking for a bigger profit, would the EA continue to manage the trade if your new TP didn't get hit? Yeah. So basically the EA will continue to trade regardless. It will just do what it's told to do until it's taken off of the chart. So if you place a trade here, for example, to go short, and your TP is here, and as it pushes down here, you decide to move the TP to there, and then it pushes back against you, it will take another trade, yeah, because it's still in the trade, isn't it? As long as it's in the trade, it will continue to do what it's told to do, and if it's told to scale in, it will keep scaling in. It won't do anything different. Finding a bit of support down here. Dow looks like it's run out of steam. We're back to where we started. We've still got 20 seconds left on this candle, so let's just see how the Dow closes, but it's looking like we're finding buyers buying up this low at the minute. They're also buying up the low on the NASDAQ. So may need to flip long on this, which would be frustrating. Let's see how we go. So there is your 15-minute opening range. Well, at the moment, this is obviously the third candle, so that's your 10-minute opening range at the moment, depending on which one you're trading. Okay, S&P is going for new lows. NASDAQ just made new low on the session. Dow is not making new low on the session. Again, we've got strength, got a lot of strength on the Dow look. Dow's pushing up. NASDAQ's made new lows. There you go. There's the pop out the lows. So we should get that TP hit. Then it's a case of whether or not we're going to come back and retest this propulsion gap. So where are we going? Down there. Somewhere down there in the propulsion. So that high there, that area is where I would expect us to get to find support. We've got a little bit of support potentially playing on us there. If we can get through that, though, we should flush straight down into this area. If they stop buying that up. Come on, Dow, come down with us. Okay, profits locked in, so it's a risk-free trade now, at least. Dow's holding this up at the minute. Come on, Dow, give us a hand. Oh, it's too close. Oh, there you go. TP hit. Okay, so second position's locked in, profit. So we'll see if we can get some kind of accumulation down here and then run back down into this propulsion. That high there is obviously the obvious spot to aim for. However, we have just run straight into that accumulation, which they've bought up. So we'll see if this is a fake move or not. Mountain Music, thanks for the follow. Welcome aboard. Crazy train. Okay, so if you're taking the 15-minute ORB on the Dow, that's a pretty nice range there. So we've got a decent 15-minute opening range, 65, 66 points there. NASDAQ 15-minute is 87, much bigger. So that Dow looks like a really nice opening range play to the downside. NASDAQ's down, S&P's down, Dow's holding up. So if this is going to give up the ghost, we should flush back down to here as well, but we'll see. It may be that the Dow's in charge and NASDAQ's just not going to be able to get any lower than there. And then that's going to pop back up again, but we'll see. Just go where price takes you, basically. If the Dow breaks the upside, go up. If the Dow breaks the downside, go down. Got 60 points to the downside. So I'm going short again on the NASDAQ. This is an add-on on the 15-minute opening range. Didn't realize I had add-ons on, but I have. It's only a small position though. Dow is now testing the lows. I'm not sure I really want to take add-ons, to be honest, on the 15. Yeah. I'm in now. It's probably going to pull back from here, so it's probably not the best idea in the world, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. If that Dow can break that low, we might get another flush out the bottom of the NAS. So we've got propulsion gap forming here. Lower that wick. Can't really see it. It's a bit small. So low of that wick to here is currently a propulsion gap. So if we can come up and test that wick and then find some sellers stepping in there, might be all right. But so if you're the Dow 15, you've just got in short, probably, maybe not. Depends on how far off your pending was on it. But the wick test is underway. Just testing this area again, see if we can find some sellers coming in. Shouldn't have taken that 15, should I? It's a bit too big. Okay, Dow's pushing up again. It's rejected that low. Out of my second short on the NAS. So I'm just short now on that stupidly wide 15-minute entry. Stopped out on that one. Damn. So yeah, very wicky on the Dow. Very wicky. Afternoon, Luke. So FX wise, while we're just waiting for that to figure out where it wants to go, sentiment, a little bit of a change on the old sentiment today. Quite a lot of change on the Swiss franc pairs. New Zealand dollar CAD is still the best long. Pound New Zealand still the best short. There's quite a lot of sentiment now stretched. So New Zealand CAD, 89% of the market is short on that at the moment. So it's obviously going long. I'm long on it already, as you can see. So they're all short. It's pushing up quite nicely today, and it's still going. We're up at ADR. What's that Dow doing? Tricky, isn't it? See, this is, we've been looking at this, haven't we, with the Dow and the NASDAQ for the last few weeks, watching these opening range breakouts playing out. And the Dow on many occasions has been the one that's just gone bang, 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 bang. Yet today, we had it on the NASDAQ and the Dow literally didn't manage to do anything. Just goes to show it doesn't matter which instrument you trade with this strategy. Some days you'll get it, some days you won't. And there's no confluence across these instruments at the moment. So it doesn't matter which one you take. Just take one or the other, or both if you want to take both, so you'd have made lovely money on the NASDAQ. The Dow, you've just got into a short, possibly just stopping out on that, up at those highs and going long. There you go, Dow's going. So NASDAQ's probably going to break out to the upside potentially. See how NASDAQ gets off, Dow gets on at the highs of the session. So this is the Globex highs, just tapping into now. Probably find some limit orders trigger up here. There you go, it's popped through. Well, I think I found out what the problem was with the opening range breakout EA and it closing positions on me. I got a feeling it's a conflict with the Price Action Toolkit, because I've been testing it without the Price Action Toolkit and it's fine. With the Price Action Toolkit on, I think that was what was interfering somehow. I have no idea how though, because they're completely different magic numbers. So I'm going to have to go and have a look through the code for the Price Action Toolkit and see if there's something in there that's causing some conflict. So it looks like the ORB on the Dow is a long today. So NASDAQ, I will get in again on a break of the 15-minute high, which is here, if we get there. So it's a false move to the downside potentially today. Didn't manage, so they bought up that accumulation there. We'll see though. Dow might whip today, never know. So ADRs today, we've got quite a few ADRs to have a look at. Aussie dollar Swiss up. We're approaching yesterday's high at the moment on the Aussie dollar Swiss. We're 100 ADR, and we're just approaching yesterday's high, which is around about 125 ADR. So Aussie dollar Swiss is range bound. So there's no cop bias. The bias is to go short at the moment. So that's actually a good looking short Aussie Swiss. Where we are at the moment, up there. What have I got on? I've got no Aussie on and I've got no Swiss on. I've got CAD Swiss I'm waiting to get short on as well. I'm going to have a go on that. Aussie dollar Swiss. Going to start a short position on that. What are we up to number wise? 38.39. So I'm going to go short Aussie dollar Swiss on the next reversal alert. M5. So be very, very tight as well. So that's a nice looking short. Yesterday's high just coming up. So potentially if we sweep yesterday's high, we've got yesterday's high there, 125 ADR, and then previous day's high up here as well. So that whole zone potentially is a good sell spot. Either it's going to exceed it or we're going to find resistance in there somewhere, potentially for a pushback down again. So it looks like a nice short. Going to take that one. Aussie dollar, US dollar. ADR as well on this weak US that we've got at the moment, although it's strengthening back up again. Gold's coming back down again. Yeah, unfortunately. So there's a potential short opportunity there, waiting for the US dollar to strengthen up. We're back into the propulsion gap caused by the unemployment figures. So again, they're undoing all of this move. So this is where we would expect the US dollar to start to strengthen from, somewhere in there. So that's a nice looking short opportunity as well. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Euro, New Zealand. ADR to the downside. So Euro, New Zealand, we looked at this one this morning, didn't we? It's a sell. Odd one. We got cop bias long, we got retail saying go short, and fundamentals are mixed. So difficult one really to call on that. You can see it's just a mess. So you can take that either way. So nice looking potential long opportunity there. You've missed it though this morning, really, haven't you? It was this morning, that one. So your reversal alert would have been, that was when we looked at, it was miles away, wasn't it? So your reversal alert was there. So you haven't gone anywhere yet. That one, it's too far away. Just want to keep an eye on this NASDAQ. Flipping short. So I've got another small position, which I'm going to go short with. Oh, look at this nasty. Dow's being nasty today. Very nasty. So depending on where your offset was, if you're using 1.5 offset, you're in short, stopped out, in long. So tricky one on the Dow today. Can't make its mind up where it wants to go, can it? Pound Swiss, 125 ADR. So again, that's a nice looking entry. Everything pound is a sell. Pound Swiss is a sell. There's no cop bias on it. Retail are all long at the moment, so you should be going short. So that's a good looking entry as well. Wait for the reversal alert on that one for a short. Higher time frame on that. It's a big drop, isn't it? So when you look at where we're potentially coming back to on this one, there's a lot of room. Look how far away we were from the 24. It's very extended, and it's just starting its pullback now. Did anybody take this long? Some people were looking at this long the other day from this level. So it's getting a nice bounce here. But pound, I would say, is going to be a short. So difficult. If you get in here, it's really, this is a trade I would look at and go, right, if you're planning your entry, if you're position trading with this and you're planning your entry, you need to be looking at, right, I'm going to get in short. What happens if this goes wrong? Where am I going to get my second position? Obviously, you're looking for somewhere between an ADR, half an ADR away. So the 24.72 is an obvious spot, which is this support resistance. Yeah, it's this area here. That accumulation, which is just about an ADR away. So if you're going to get into it here and it needs to push further, you've got quite a distance there. You get 2 to 3 positions on before this thing starts to play out to the downside. So quite a long way. But it could equally just go from here. Last time we got extended on the RSI, we pushed up, we got to there, we failed and dropped. We're just coming back and retesting that. So there are a couple of levels, but there's nothing really solid here. This is the solid area there. I would look for, which is a 50% retracement on the move, basically. So market structure to the downside would be high, low, lower, high, down. So that looks pretty good. However, it's a big move. I would expect a slightly bigger retracement on that, really, before getting in. But up to you. If you're happy to get in 2 or 3 positions on it, potentially, could. But like I say, it could go from here. Pound US dollar, I'm already short. I'm just about to get into a 3rd position. No, I'm not. It's too close. So I'm in 2 already. But yeah, there's a nice. I'm toying with the idea of taking one myself there. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to leave it for the minute. But yeah, nicely extended. There's a propulsion gap from the unemployment figures. That's FOMC. So again, nice pullback, potential drop. There's no reason the pound should be stronger than the US dollar at all. So good short. I'm already in it. There's your reversal alert on pound US dollar. So you've just had the signal to go short there. New Zealand Swiss and New Zealand US. Oh, my shoulder is. It's like someone's playing a elastic band inside my shoulder. It's like vibrating. Really weird sensation. Trapped nerves are weird things. You don't realize how important all these nerves that come out of your brainstem are until you get one of them trapped, and then it's like, oh my god, I've lost complete control of my left body. It's really weird. New Zealand dollar Swiss. We just had a reverse alert and retest on this. So again, pushing down. It's in a downtrend. Everything Swiss franc, New Zealand dollar Swiss is range bound, stroke slightly bearish, apart from the Swiss yen, obviously, which is bullish. But so top bias is long, fundamentals are short, retail saying to go short on it. So you're fighting COT on this one, but I've got a feeling they might flip. The New Zealand dollar, I don't think is as strong now as it has been. And I think there's a good chance that it will start to weaken a little bit. So kind of like this one as a short as well. It's an ADR hit. You've got potential area of support resistance coming up in here, sort of that area. So if you're getting in short here, you've got a high there at 150, and then you're running straight into resistance at 175. So potential for that sort of movement. And by the time it gets up to there, you'll be getting close to extended there, and on the hourly you'll already be. Oh, you already are extended. It's in a ADR. Sorry, an RSI extension as well. So it's a good looking short. New Zealand dollar Swiss and New Zealand dollar US dollar. That's the other one. Again, just about to get a reversal alert on this one. US dollar's powering up. Damn gold. So yeah, good looking potential short on that one as well. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Again, a little bit further to go to get up into that area, but and obviously that is previous support, which will turn to resistance as the structure breaks to the downside. Coming down quite nicely already. So there's your reversal alert, just about to go in on that one. If you're scalping short, you've got a couple of targets to the downside. If you're in it for the long haul, obviously we expect to break the lows. RSIs, all hourlies, you'll find it's pretty much the same sort of thing. So you go and have a look at the RSIs if you've got the RSI dashboard, but it's all the same stuff, look. Pretty much. Right. Bias obviously is the same as this morning because we've got no news this week that's going to change the bias apart from tomorrow. We have got news tomorrow. We've got GDP figures for the pound. So the GDP figures for the pound will affect the bias scorecard. So will unemployment on the CAD. So we will have a little bit of change on these tomorrow. The pound, I'm hoping we have poor GDP figures just to weaken it a little bit more because I'm short on it. CAD, I don't really mind. But if you look at the fundamentals on the CAD at the moment, the unemployment forecasts for the CAD are 15K. Sorry, the unemployment rate is 5.1. So they are expecting unemployment rate to go up. So if we get the same thing as we had with the US dollar, and we come out with either a 5 or a 4.9 on that, I suspect we'll get a very nice strong push on the Canadian dollar. So we'll see. Hopefully not. I'm hoping that comes out about 5.2 because I'm short on it. But hey, that's just me being biased. So we're just chopping at the moment on the indices. What's oil done? Okay, oil's coming down as well. So we're looking at oil. We were looking at buying a dip on oil. Not quite far enough yet. So this is the support resistance area that we were looking at previously. It's been used many times in the past. So this zone here, basically, we've pushed down into this area that I identified as the support. There's the resistance area, obviously, up here, which is part of this move up here. So if we can get an ADR hit to the downside, I'd be interested in longing that straight back up into there, and obviously up into potentially the highs and obviously beyond. But it doesn't seem to be able to get kick-started, does it, oil, at the minute? We're just flip-flopping around at the moment down here. But we have stopped pushing down. Yeah, so we've stopped the bear market. We're now in a range. Price discovery next should be up. And then obviously we'll see if we can hold prices up there and get a move started. But so looking for buys on that. It's not quite where I want it to be yet. We have had a reversal alert on it, but 76. So 75.5, 76.5. Somewhere around ADR would be ideal if we can push down into there, potentially for a long. My God, look at the mess on the Dow. This thing is an utter whipsaw today. See what else we can get out of the NASDAQ this afternoon. Anybody got any other Forex pairs they want to have a look at? Let me know. There was a lot of strong sentiment buys and sells. At the moment, really, New Zealand CAD is the main one. And Aussie Swiss, Euro Swiss, and CAD Swiss. So there's a few good opportunities out there. All of these Aussies as well, all look pretty good for longs. I do prefer this short today. So M5 building a wedge, as Diamonds just said. Yeah, so we are contracting. The Dow has basically pushed up above the Globex highs and been completely rejected. So there's no interest in long up there at the moment. However, there's no interest in short either. And obviously the NASDAQ's followed suit, but the NASDAQ has put in a potential, he's putting in a potential flag short at the moment. So we'll see. Just sit back and watch and wait really for any indications as to which way we're going. At the moment, it's not giving any clues whatsoever. maybe that the move's already over. We've had a lot of movement today, so this thing's flown all day, as has the DAX. So it may be that it's just exhausted and hasn't got anywhere else it can go today. We've had an ADR hit on DAX, which has come straight back down and undone. Really wish I'd have taken that. I saw this. I was watching this morning, and I said in the live room, didn't I? I said, be looking for a pullback into this propulsion gap for another leg potentially. I saw it do that, and I was like, shall I? And I thought, nah, it's probably only going to just about get above the highs, and it did 125. So wish I'd have taken it, but I probably would have got out here anyway. As it pulled back down, that's probably where I would have exited. So I would have only actually got that out of it anyway. Realistically, wouldn't have got the whole move. Wow, what a mess. Basically just got no directional bias. This is why you got the 2 blocks on the market reverse alert indicator appearing like that. We've basically got no movement, so we're going quiet for a bit, and now we've had big strong moves in both directions, but just no breaks. Pound Swiss 125 ADR, still pushing. Pound US dollars just retesting that reversal alert. Nice M pattern reversal. Retest potentially. Paint's drying. Yep. Certainly seems that way. It's been a very, 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 very boring week this week. It's just frustrating. I feel like I've been frustrated all since we came back from the Christmas break. I feel like I've been frustrated permanently. I'm making gains, but very, very slow gains. It just seems incredibly hard to get any movement on anything at the moment. It's mainly this US dollar's fault. It's just not doing what it says on the tin, is it, at the minute? And unfortunately, it drives the entire FX market. So when it's confused and not sure what it wants to do, everything else is the same. So we just get a stagnant market, which is what we've got at the moment. I've got 0.4%, which I've got on at the moment. I'm toying with the idea of taking some off on the FX side. Mainly this CAD Swiss and New Zealand CAD. I'm going to give it I'll tell you what I'm going to give it the rest of this session and see if we can get some movement. New Zealand dollar CAD's exhausted, isn't it? So I'm miles away from that entry. 40. This is the problem with when you get into a position and you've got a fundamental shift that happens against you, like the unemployment figures. The second entry I got was down here. You couldn't. There was nothing. There was absolutely no way to get in for that whole day. It just collapsed for the entire day, no entry. So what you end up with is two entries absolutely miles apart. ADR on this is 80, and my entries are 170 apart. So it's really tricky to get out of these when they go this extended and this stretched, which is why I'm toying with the idea of closing this and just banking that because it's 0.25%, and then hoping we get another push on this one, because I'll get into every single reversal long on this, because 40 is, that's where I've said I'm happy to get in, scale in. We're all the way down here, so any kind of pullback and push, I'm in on a second position. It's just I've been watching this thing go into profit all week, like push up into profit, drop, up into profit, drop. This is the first day we've actually got some traction on it, and I don't really want to let it go. I'd rather bank it and then get a pullback and enter again. So pull back into there or there and re-enter. But I'm kind of giving it the benefit of the doubt at the moment, because it does actually look like it wants to go further, although it is at ADR. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put a trailer on it, 180. Nope, 180? Yeah, 180. I'm going to put an 18-point trailer on it. And then if it does drop, fine. I'll get out with whatever I get. Probably 1.8% or something. 0.18%, 0.2. But if equally it gets up to TPs, which is going to need to do one's sort of 150 plus ADR, I'll get out of both of those positions. Then I'll turn the EA off. Aussie Swiss, I'm short. There you go, reversal out Aussie Swiss. So I'm in my first short on Aussie Swiss. That's the ADR play. So second entry on this will be 30 pips. So you're looking. It needs to do 150 ADR to get me into a second position on this. So that will be a sweep of that high. So we've got yesterday's high potentially we might do. We've also then got previous day's high we might do. So I'll have a second potential entry there. We're not extended on the RSI yet, so there is a little bit more room potentially for upside on this up into this zone. But equally, we may not make a new high. So market structure at the moment on this is still bearish from here. Right, Nasdaq's pushing on the highs. I'm assuming the Dow's pushed outside of its highs now. Not quite. It's trying. Very trying today, isn't it? So that's our pre-market open. So that's your first 5-minute candle, which basically we're just retesting and rejecting. So potentially this might be a good spot for shorting, because basically we've just returned back to the origin of the move. If we're going to go short, that's where your second leg is likely to start. So it's rejecting nicely, but then again, it's done this 3 or 4 times already, hasn't it? So the indices that say ni. Yeah. We are the knights that say ni. Looks like a good short on the NAS or the Dow, one or the other. We've got 1 minute 30 left on this candle. Still a bull candle though, so you got to be careful. Low, 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 high, 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 high. So the last 20 minutes we've done nothing but higher highs, higher lows. That is still massively bullish market structure, although it's all wicks. So it's literally wick structure is bullish, but you can't really take the bodies of those candles into account at the moment because there is literally no bias either way. So as soon as we get a lower high in and a lower low, or we get an inside bar, so if the next candle that forms an inside bar, it means that basically the bulls have run out of steam and the bears were not able to drive a new low, but one of those will break. It's not often you get an inside bar, which is that. So when you get an inside bar, it tends to be the start of a reversal often, but we need to wait and see what happens in the next 5 minute candle. Really, it's just not got any direction, is it? John Wick structure, yeah, total John Wick today. Mr. Wick. I might trail one of those CAD Swiss as well. Just want to bank some stuff. Okay, so there's your, again, straight up into that propulsion. Sellers added. So see where this candle goes. If it makes another new high, I mean, there's nothing you can do with it. It's just, you can't trade this because it's you're not getting enough movement to actually make money out of it. You've got to be in and out in the same candle. So you need to be trading very high volume of lots. You need to be taking a speculative trade there with a view of getting out up there somewhere. It's just not really conducive to safely making money. CAD Swiss, we've rolled over on the CAD Swiss. So we are starting to rounding top pattern. We've got that propulsion gap that's holding up at the moment. Not a very good one. I suppose it's breaking that area, so it's not bad. But want to see that continue. Amen. Okay, so only 3 minutes into the candle, but we are now inside bar. So see if this closes an inside bar. If it does, you want to be doing something like Price Action Toolkit, getting ready to go short. Pick some random numbers. So got 1 minute left. Okay, it's already going. Damn, missed it. Okay, so there's your first bear candle. So we've got a lower high and a lower low and a bearish engulfing. So there's our first bear candle. Like I said, that potentially is the market structure to the downside. So you can enter short pretty much with a stop above that high, knowing that there's a good chance it's more likely to break short than long. So come down and test these lows and then dump out of these lows than it is going high. The Dow is doing this with the Dow's putting an outside bar just to confuse us. The Dow is an outside bar, which is indecision. But yeah, there you go. I've missed it. I'm not getting in. I've missed it. But there's your short. I will take a short out of the 15-minute opening range, though. So I'll get in if we break the lows. Still massively wicky, though. Double bottom. Okay, Dow's going for the reversal alert short. So that'll be the first kind of shift in structure for the whole session, really. It's a 600 point stop, 60 point stop. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to get in with the 15-minute short. So on the NAS, if we break that low, which we just have, I'm short. Trailing stop is already in, very tight. That's probably a bit too tight, considering it's a 15. So what's the opening range? 900, and I'm trading 200, aren't I? 400. A bit tight. It's a bit wicky for 400 point trailer today. So I'm just going to change this to 600. I might get stopped out in this initial one. I might move it back actually. Just going to move it back up there. I'm going to trail it by 600. 60 points. That's a little bit too tight what I had. So if we're going short on the NAS from here, we're looking at potentially a continuation on this pattern from yesterday. Yeah, so I'll be looking to take out yesterday's low or the previous day's low if it's going to rally short. So got an M pattern reversal just about to go in there on M15. She's just about to get that reversal alert. The Dow is trying to do the same thing, although we're coming straight into this propulsion move that we got at the Frankfurt Open. So, this could be where we're buying this. This could all be bought up here as well. Tricky. Just about to get a reverse alert. We've got 40 seconds left. You're going to get a reverse alert on the Dow short. Straight into potential support though. So you can see obviously they're buying this up. We need to see if we've got enough guys on board to drop it. If we do, then obviously the same with the Dow. We're looking for the Globex lows and then dropping down into yesterday's low. Which is there. Tough session. Was down 3% this morning. Decided to get in on the retest of the wide range bar on the NAS and recovered my 3%. Absolutely love all the indicators used on our charts. Cool. Very good. As always, the last few days, tough. It's really tough. This week is tough. It's very difficult not to get beaten up when it's this sideways. I've just got out of something. Just got out of something. New Zealand CAD, $170 odd. Thanks for the follow, Jante King. Welcome aboard. So that was what I was fearing, was that reversal off of ADR. So I'm not worried about getting out of this. I'm miles away from my initial entry, as you can see. I'm 2 ADR plus out of this. So next reversal alert long I will get on. We're just coming down to test that area on the NAS. This area basically where we bounced, broke through, retested, came back up, retested it again, broke through, we're retesting it again, this propulsion gap. Aussie dollar Swiss is moving nicely. There's the ADR reversal on M5. It's coming down nicely back into this propulsion gap, which we've retested once. So potentially we might find some more buyers here. We'll see. Dow's getting bought up. We know there's a lot of buyers today, obviously, because all the indices flew at the Frankfurt Open. So we know they bought a lot this morning. So I'm not surprised we're finding support here. It's whether or not we've got enough sellers on board. So the buyers that started this move this morning haven't managed to follow through. This is their attempt at breakout this morning. Sellers said no. So we've got this accumulation basically forming here. If these guys have not got enough orders left, they will get run over. So this is a key level. If this breaks, we've got a very nice flush and drop. Whipping post. My 5-minute NAS charts looks incredibly spiky compared to yours. This is my Forex funds. This is Traders Global Group is the broker my Forex funds use. Your M5 NAS chart looks incredibly spiky. I mean, it is still it's very spiky. You know, it is spiky. It's as wiki as you like today. This thing, it's not nice. Which broker are you using? You need to, if you're trading indices, the most important thing if you're trading indices is spread. You can see my spread on the NASDAQ here. You can't really see it because of the line, but you see these two grey lines, yeah? How close together they are and how they do not change. My spread is virtually fixed. It's not fixed, but it is as fixed as you can get for indices. And the same goes for the Dow. Yeah. If you look at my spread, it doesn't change. Same with the DAX. Yeah, so that's why I like my Forex funds for indices. First of all, there's no commission. Secondly, spreads are really tight. It's very Oh, you're on Global Prime, are you? Yeah, Global Prime and 8cap are possibly the worst brokers out there. In my experience, they're just terrible. Which is why when I'm looking at prop firms, one of the first things I look at is who's your broker. If it's 8cap, I just don't even bother looking at the website anymore. They're awful. Execution is awful. Global Prime, I didn't find much better. Spready, spiky, like you say. You get quite a lot of spread. If you're going to trade indices on a broker, Robo Forex have got very, very good tight spreads. TD365 are very, very tight spreads, but they do not offer MT4. You have to trade on their platform. So you can use MT4 for charting, but you have to manually execute on their platform. There's a few other brokers out there that got really tight spreads. But download a demo and sign up. You can sign up for an account without putting money into it. So if you sign up with an ECN account, a live ECN account with your broker, you can log into that ECN account and watch the charts. You don't have to have money in there to watch it. Diamond, you're on Global Prime. You've been with them for years and it seemed pretty solid. Am I getting them mixed up with someone else then? Maybe I am. I thought it was Global Prime. Spreads in the indices are nearly always 0 or 0.1 during market sessions. Well, there you go, Whipping Post. If you're getting very, very spiky, nasty charts on Global Prime and Diamond isn't, I suggest there's maybe a difference in account. Have you got a different type of account? It might not be Global Prime then. What's the other one that the brokers use a lot? The prop firms. 8cap and who's the other one? I thought it was Global Prime. Maybe it's not. The other one's on Global Prime in Australia. Yeah, I mean, it might be a different account. If you want tight spreads, you've got to have an ECN account. So if you've got a different type of account that is not an ECN account, then you might find you get different spreads. They put you onto different accounts depending. You can look at Robo Forex. You can pick a Prime account. You can pick an ECN account. You can pick a Pro account. They're all slightly different. The Prime account is the very, very best spreads. You pay commission on it. The ECN account is not quite as good, but you don't pay commission. There's all sorts of differences between them. You just got to look at them all. At the end of the day, if you're scalping, spread is the most important thing. And slippage. Slippage is also very important. Which is why I can't use any prop firm that uses 8cap, because the opening range breakout EA, I've never tested it on 8cap, but I'm pretty sure you'll be spread 5 or 10 pips. It's awful. By the time you say to the market, I want to execute, I've done it. And who was it I was with? It's one of the prop firms that uses them. There's a few of them that use them, but if you hit the buy or the sell, but what's that? 24.91. What? If you if you hit the buy or the sell button on 8cap, you'll hit the buy or the sell button and it'll be like 1, 2, 3, then it goes, then your order goes in. It's like literally, at the open, if you said, if you said, I want to go short there, it would go, yep, no problem. We'll just find you a buyer. Okay, you're in. It's like, well, sorry, mate, too late. You just cost me $300. You just can't use it. There's a few people in Discord complaining too. US 30 and NAS today experiencing funny spikes. They campaign against B-Book. Oh, that's good then. Yeah, but maybe it's not them then. I'm thinking of another one. Obviously, there's so many brokers out there. I got a feeling there was a prop firm that used Global Prime, and I tried it and it didn't work. It obviously wasn't Global Prime. I'm trying to think of the prop firms. Feudal Crest have gone. Bye bye. Funded Trading Plus. 8cap. There you go. Just awful. These are run by I think this prop firm is run by a company that does education as well. I don't know. Anyway, there's loads of them out there. Just got to be careful who you choose. Where am I going? I'm flicking through my tabs. Seems to still have some strength coming through on the pound. Starting to wane a little bit now. So there's the reverse alert and retest on the pound US. If you took that ADR, that's working out as well. Pound New Zealand's still popping. I think that's New Zealand weakness. Yeah, weak New Zealand. GP have just confirmed erroneous quotes from the LP investigating. Right. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Right. So we got sellers starting to step back in again on this move on the NAS. 2.5 minutes left on this candle. Dow hasn't managed to get back down there yet. Looks like it's trying as well. DAX. Yeah, sorry, Dow. So fingers crossed, we should start a down move here. How did you get into programming and obtain all the knowledge with computers? College, basically. Many years ago. BBC Micro days. Apple IIe, that sort of stuff. Green screen monitors we had when I learned to code. I started learning to code in BASIC. And then obviously Windows came along and we're like, what? Yeah, so that's how long I've known about coding. I did a computer science degree in the old days. Look, most programming languages are very similar. And a lot of programming is visual now. You know, there's a lot of visual programming tools out there now where you can actually program using drag and drop blocks and all that sort of stuff. You know, with AI getting more and more advanced, you know, it won't be long before you'll be able to code your own stuff. You won't need a knowledge of coding. You can just ask an AI to do it. I used to run a web design company. Predominantly, I used to build websites. And over the last sort of 10 years, that's kind of fallen by the wayside because you can build your own websites now. And it won't be long before I think everything will go that way. It's like I want to build an EA. Just ask an EA AI and it will do it for you. You know, open AI, Chat GPT can do that for you now. It's very clunky at the moment, but that will change. You know, if you want a website up and running this afternoon, you can basically go to any website builder now, pay $9.99, buy your domain name. Your website will be up this afternoon with a template. All you've got to do is change the text and the images. It's all drag and drop. So the industry that I was in has basically virtually vanished. Been replaced by about 2 or 3 large companies, which is what always happens. You know, Ionos, who used to be one-on-one, they advertise all over the place on TV now. Squarespace, you know, literally what I used to charge 2.5 to 3 grand for, and used to take me 2 weeks to build, could be up and running this afternoon for 50 quid. You know, it's just technology changes. Programming is irrelevant. There's a really good meme that goes around, which explains it. There's loads of them. But there's one. These are all pretty good. There's one meme basically that is like it's what my friends think I do, what my family think I do, and what I actually do. And basically, the meme is along the lines of what my friends and family think I do is like lots of really complicated algorithms and all logistic, you know, all really complicated stuff. Parents think I'm a rocket scientist in a white coat, etc. What I actually do is when I come across a problem in programming, I go onto Google and Google the problem and it gives me the solution for it. So basically, programmers these days are glorified Google experts. If I need to know how to do something, someone else has done it. Either they've written it in a blog or they've made a YouTube video out of it. So there is no programming problem I can't overcome by a Google search. So I don't need to know how to program now. I need to know how to effectively use Google. And as OpenAI becomes more advanced, I won't even need to do that anymore. I'll just go to OpenAI and say, I did it, didn't I, a few weeks ago in the live room. We built an EA in the live room that would take longs and shorts when RSI was extended. Asked it to put lots in there as an input variable, and it does it all. Does it all. Just needs to get a little bit more advanced so that it's easier. Whipping post. There was a dev head myself. Trading seems to attract lots of us, and poker players, it seems. Yeah. The thing, I think the reason people that are technically minded get attracted to trading is it's a massive puzzle. We are inherently problem solvers and algorithmic and logical. And this chaotic thing that you see in front of you now is just a logic problem that needs to be solved. And there is a way to extract what we want from it. You just need to figure out how to do it. And I think that's why programmers and, like you say, poker players and that get attracted to this. You know, it's easy to figure out when, you know, there's things that happen over and over and over and over again. They will keep happening over and over again. You just need to identify what they are and figure out a way to extract money when the patterns reoccur, which they inevitably do. It's a problem to be solved, but it is chaotic and random and totally out of your control. That's the thing that I think attracts everybody to it and why everybody gets addicted to trading. And it is an addiction, you know, and it can be a very expensive one if you don't know what you're doing with it for many, many years, as most of us have probably found out to our detriment. But But that's the problem. And that is why the Holy Grail hunt exists. Because people like me and programmers will go out there and try and solve the problem. And when you suddenly go, this is not solvable, that's when you start making money. When you realize you have no control over this thing, you have no way of getting in at the top, you have no way of getting out at the bottom. You literally have to get in and get out when there's a plus sign. That's it. So you get in, you wait for the plus sign to arrive, and then you take the plus. That's it. It's that easy. It's the old sell high, buy low thing that you were told on day one in your very first training course. You go full circle for 10 years figuring out that, yeah, they were right. That's all you got to do. So when that gets up the top, you sell it. When it goes down the bottom, you buy it. It's just you're never going to time it. So human beings want to instinctively get things right. This industry, you have to be wrong to make money. It's just completely the opposite of what you expect you need to do. But you don't find that out until you've tried to fix the algorithm. And that's where position trading came in. It's like, well, I can't get this. Why can't I get this right? There's only one thing stopping me getting it right, and it's that. As soon as it hits that, I'm going to lose money. Yeah, I can't control where this goes. It looks like it's going that way. Why is it going that way? Because that's the way it wants to go, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the only thing that loses you money. If it stops me out there and then drops down to here, that's my plus. Remove that, that's inevitable, because the market, as we know, does that. As long as it keeps doing that, there will always be a point you can get out in a positive. You just have to be patient. We're not patient people. Human race, we're not patient. We need things now, and we need to solve problems. Those are the three things that everybody's trying to do, and not one person on the universe is capable of it, because you can't. But we will keep trying to find the Holy Grail as long as we live. It's like with EAs. I keep developing EAs, thinking, I haven't tried that. It's because there's a quadrillion strategies out there of making money, and I can't try them all, but I will keep going through them and pick out the ones that have actually got a bit of a chance of working. And if you can do that, you're halfway there, aren't you? Anyway. But that's my view on it anyway. But, everyone else has got a different view on it. Everybody's got a different opinion. And, people buy my indicators and they go, that's crap, doesn't work. It's like, well, it doesn't work because you pressed the button at the wrong time. It told you to do the right thing. You just didn't hold on, did you? Or you used a stop loss and you got stopped out and then it went your way. It did exactly what it was meant to do, which was indicate something. Doesn't mean it's going to make you money, does it? It's the same with everything. There's no indicator that makes you money. It's you that makes you money. First dive into coding was the Apple IIgs. Assembly language, probably. No, I don't know about assembly language. One of my friends from spinning used to work for BT. And he used to program in assembly language. It was a machine language. It made machines do things. Not something I ever got involved in, but my best friend trades with a stop loss. He has a strategy where his stop loss is in single digits, and tried to explain position trade to him, and he refused to even think about it. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to use single digit stops, you will make a lot of money. But there's very few people that can use single digit stops. The opening range breakout EA, I've got a back test on this that uses a 10-point stop, and it makes over £1 million a year. But you try trading it, it will drive you mental. There'll be weeks where you won't earn any money, and then all of a sudden you'll earn 25 grand in a week. There's ways of doing it. There's lots of traders out there that use very, very, very tight stops. Like if I get in now here, short, well, that's 20 points. I mean, to use a single I don't know. Some instrument. I mean, if you find an instrument like Euro Pound that's got a really low ADR on M5, if you went short there, that's a 5-point stop. Yeah. If that now drops an ADR, you're going to be getting 4 to 1, 5 to 1. But you will get stopped out on that 8 times out of 10. And if you can handle that, that's fine. But there's not many people that can handle that. You can't. The best strategies I have found. I've done a lot of strategy development in strategy quant, which will basically generate strategies for you. The best strategies, the most profitable strategies I found had a strike rate of between 10 to 20%. And they were trend-based strategies. So obviously they lose the majority of the time because 80% of the time the market is spent range-bound and 20% of the time it's spent trending. So you will lose the vast majority of your entries. But the ones that you get that go for 10, 20, 30 to 1 will make you an awful lot of money. But psychologically, very few people can trade that type of strategy because when you get 8 losing trades in a row, that strategy is crap, doesn't work. You move on. And this is the problem. Most people have come across the strategy that will make them a lot of money in the markets, and they found it. They just don't know it because they didn't give it time. That's why I say with the position trading bootcamp, do it, give it a month. And if after the month you think this is a load of crap, it doesn't work, I haven't made any money, fine, off you go. 95% of people that give it a month go, Jesus, I just had a profitable month. That's my first one ever. The light bulb comes on. It's like, all right, okay. It's not me. It's not my strategy. It's my stop loss. That's what kills them. But there are people out there who can trade very high volume, very high risk, and get stopped out all day, every day, waiting for that one big one to come along. But I think those type of people with that type of mentality are very few and far between. One of my friends, I've mentioned him before, he works in the bank, David, and he's that. He scalps S&P only, very small time frame, very low strike rate, very high reward. I've tried it. I can't do it. It drives me mental. I'm the wrong type of personality for it. But everybody's got to try it. That's what I say. Try it. Try position trading. If it doesn't work, no problem. It's not for you. That's not a problem. Go and try everything else because there's something out there that is for you. You just got to find it. And unfortunately, this is an industry which is an absolute maze of information. One thing position trading helped me with is the emotional part. Since my positions are relatively small, it didn't bother me that the market went against me. Yeah, that's that, and that is the whole point of the position trading strategy and the dollar averaging is to help you with that. And that's video 1 in the bootcamp. This is what your problem is, and every single person has the same problem. And as soon as you eliminate that problem, which is losing, you become profitable. And it's such a simple concept. It's yet people have this ingrained thing in their brain. I have to risk 0.5%. I have to risk 1%. I have to risk 2% per trade because that's what the market and everybody in the industry tells me to do. Yet 85% of the people lose. And it's published on all the broker websites that they lose their money. Why? Because they're doing the same thing. They're using a 1% risk and a stop. Of course they're getting stopped out. You're putting an order. I've got an order in here right now. The only thing that could possibly happen to me is that is going to lose me money. If it goes down to here, there's nothing to make me money here. There is only one thing to lose me money. Eliminating that eliminates your fear. That euro pound, that's looks like a lovely short at the moment. Yeah, so let's take it. Sure. I couldn't give a monkey's where this goes. If it goes up to there, I'm going to lose $20. I don't care. Remove it. Yeah. If it goes down to here, I'll get out with $13. There you go. It buys me a meal. But people can't do that because they need to make $1 million quid. So they have to get in with 15 short with a stop loss there. And then it goes whoop, bang, and it collapses to ADR. And they're like, oh my God, I got it right. Yes, you did, but you just didn't give it a chance. You were right. And that's the thing, you know, people are right all the time. They're just wrong with their entries. Remove the entry criteria, you're right all the time. It's just a mentality change. Once I saw a video of a successful millionaire trader, and he said to be a good trader, you have to be a good loser. Yeah, you do, and you have to take losses. You've got to take losses. You just don't have to put them in the market. You know, I take losses. I've taken a loss. What did I take a loss on today? It wasn't something I scaled out of, but euro pound I must have scaled out of something on it. Don't know, but I don't want to sell this. I'm buying it, and Let me just close that out. But yeah, I mean, this is euro pound is getting against me, so I will take a loss on it. I will close out that. I'll take a loss on that position. It's gone a bit too far, but that's going to cost me 700, around about $250 to close out a third of that position. So it's taking a loss. Hey guys, just stopped out on that short. So you still have to take losses. Just don't put an order there that takes losses all the time. That's the difference. You know, I'm still going to take losses. At the moment, I'm sitting in 3.6% of drawdown. I'm going to have to start taking some more losses soon. I've made 2.6% today. But, you know, I will take losses. Yeah, go look, it's a prime example. This now flushes out the lows and drops down to ADR. It's going to go without me. That's the only reason it's going to go without me, because I told it not to go with me. I told it to take me out. I put an order in there that said, take me out. So it did. That's what it does. Everybody goes short. Everybody puts a trailer or a break-even stop somewhere. It takes them out. Then it goes where they thought it was going to go. Everybody gets frustrated. They double up their lot sizing. They go short with twice as much. It comes back, it takes them out. They get cross, it goes down. All that stop losses do is make you cross. You either get cross because you lose money, or you get cross because you break even, or you get cross because you lock in a small amount of profit. And either way, it just goes massively with you in the direction you thought it was, and you don't get what you deserve. If you don't put the stop there, you will get what you deserve. You just have to wait. But it's not what everybody teaches, is it? Dion, short-term memory loss. What's that? JC, I've built my entire IT career with Google. Yeah. So did I. I mean, I started my web design business and a bit of marketing a year and a half after Google. So I was building websites that looked like this. Now, the websites I used to build when I started looked like this. Static HTML, CMS-based websites built with tables. Look, this is using table rows. We haven't used table rows for years. I stopped using table rows before I stopped doing websites, which was 6-7 years ago. We were using divs. Don't use tables, table bodies. This stuff is decades old. But this is what I used to do. I used to build stuff like this, trying to get 2 columns and making things responsive. Well, this has obviously been updated at some point, because it didn't used to do that. It used to get a scroll bar at the bottom. In fact, he has, look how it's still crap. Look, it's got a scroll bar at the bottom. But that's what That's what it used to be like. But you know, now you can build whatever you want. My website is built in a platform called Divi, which is a framework for, and it's all drag and drop page builder. You know, I can get this, you know, this will take, getting this layout and all built up will take me 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just so quick. Everything's so quick now, but all taught on Google. ADR on pound New Zealand. There we go. See, look. Stop. What did it do? Stop me out. Why? Because I told it to. Now it's gone. Pound New Zealand. ADR to the upside. So good looking potential short opportunity on pound New Zealand. God, that's really flying. I'm not sure you're even going to get a reversal there. Oh yeah, not too bad. So again, coming up to yesterday's high and coming up to resistance on this one. So yesterday's high, last week's, that's Monday's high, isn't it? This week's high. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Christ, look how far we've gone since Monday. It's terrible. So I will be potentially getting, no, it's not close enough. It's too close to get into a second position for me. If it pushes up to 125 ADR, I'll get a third short on that. Fourth short, sorry. Had Swiss coming back down again. See, it's just frustrating. It's annoying. I know what market structure is, how it works, what it does, why it does it. Yet, and this is the thing, and this is why I get frustrated with scalping, because I know what the algorithms are trying to do and what the market is trying to do. It's trying to find liquidity, and it knows exactly where you're putting all of your liquidity, and it knows where the orders are sitting. We know this propulsion gap was going to hold up, and it did exactly what it was designed to do. The sellers added at that position. Why did my stop not go there? Not paying attention. But, you know, logic, you can work out, this is what I mean about the programming side of things. You can work out the logic of the market. And that's why I use the WRB indicator, because it gives me the logical areas we're going to start to make moves from. Yeah, that didn't bounce there for any other reason than that. There's a reason that bounced there, because that's where they bought last time. You know, as soon as you work out what's going on under the hood, it becomes an awful lot easier to make money and solve that problem, that logic problem. But you are trading an illogical random machine. So the logic will only work X% of the time. And that's why scalping is so difficult, but that's why everybody tries to do it, because this is where you make the big bucks, by getting in with a tiny little stop and getting those massive moves like the opening range breakout. And some days you're just not going to get it. You just got to accept that, move on. You're going to get killed some days. Some days you're going to make 2-3 grand loss. Other days you're going to make 5-10 grand win. Just, it will give you what it will give you when it gives it to you. You don't have a choice. So Dow, we've taken out that propulsion gap. So all the buyers are now liquidated. So pull back and drop potentially all the way back down to yesterday's low. So again, same with the NAS, potential drop down to yesterday's low. Why have I not got yesterday's low on the chart? Can't see it. So down to here, which is 12,470 is kind of target if it's going to go, obviously. We don't know if it is or not, but that's where I would be headed. David, so I'm messing about with gold scalping strategy where I work on the 1 minute time frame and try to take reversal alerts at certain highs. Yeah, you can do that. Gold, though, I would, anything you trade on the 1 minute chart is just total algorithmic chop. What you're actually doing when you get that reversal alert is getting lucky, because you'll get a lot of them. You've got to go long now. Yeah, 25 seconds, you're going to get a long signal. Same long signal as you had there and there and there that all failed. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to fail. Might not. Might do. Don't know. But all those did. You've had alerts there to go long. It's just chop, but all you're doing is it's the same as everything. You're inside these 15-minute candles. That's getting bought up at the lows. Look. But yeah, I don't know anybody that makes money on the 1 minute chart. You only sell and look for those sort of black tops. Break of reversal. Yeah, I mean, if you use support and resistance, it's the same as anything using support and resistance. What you'll find, though, is that the overshoots of support and resistance will quite often be bigger because they're not actually support and resistance on the 1 minute chart. But, I've tried trading 1 minute charts a lot. I just can't. I can't make it work because market structure on the 1 minute chart just doesn't work as well. There's no pullback before we went, so that is one move. If you look at it on a 5 minute chart, though, you'll find 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's the pullback. But what are you doing here? And why would you take a short there? There's nothing. That's yesterday's high. So if you'd have shorted yesterday's high on that reversal alert, which you would have had in there, it would have been fine. But where'd you get out? How many trades do you take? It's just, I just couldn't find it, couldn't get it working. But yeah, I mean, everything works on all time frames. It's just, this is a lot choppier. But if it works for you, I always say, if it works, carry on doing it. If you can make it work. I just don't know anybody that really lasts long term on the 1 minute chart because there's too much chop on it. You just get killed at some point. I was just going to put that there, yesterday's low, and look at how you would have got in on 1 minute on yesterday's low. Right, so that is your 1 minute, that is your long there. Stop there. Off you go. So yeah. But try it, keep doing it. And again, if you've got the mentality for it, and you will find you'll get stopped out a lot on the 1 minute chart because you are going to get, the reversal alerts in here. You wouldn't have had one there. You would have had one. Actually, you probably wouldn't have had one. Looking at it, no, you wouldn't have had one on there. Your first reversal alert on this actually was there, and that failed. But this one's flying. Look. So yeah, I mean, you can get in. Maybe we'll try it one day. We'll, do some M1 scalping, see how we get on. But I just find I'm the sort of person when I'm scalping, if I have 3 or 4 trades wrong, I'm out of sync with the market, fine, I'll give up. And that's what I tend to do. So if I'm trading with the Price Action Toolkit, or I'm trading opening range breakouts or something like that, whoops, if I get it wrong 4 or 5 times, I'm out of sync and I just go, right, no, I'm not with it today. I'll come back this afternoon. On the 1 minute chart, I just found I get so chopped up that, you know, within literally an hour, I've been chopped to death and I have to walk away. But then it makes me revenge trade. The other problem with the 1 minute chart, I find, is the number of signals you get, which is why on the dashboards, I took the 1 minute off. People used to say, can we have the 1 minute time frame on the market reversal alerts dashboard? And it used to be on there. The trouble is, the thing goes off every minute. There's something reversing every minute because algorithms are moving up and down so much on the 1 minute chart, you just can't keep up with the alerts. So by the time you get there, you go, I've had a reversal alert on there. Find the chart, move over to it, bang. You've missed it, it's here. It's like, well, I missed the entry. Because it just goes off all the time. And while you're looking at this one, there's another 3 alerts gone off because another 4 candles have closed. It's just so, you know, if you're going to focus on one instrument, fine. And I think probably that's how people do it. You just focus on a single instrument, or maybe 2. So have an index up and have gold up. But you've got to be a very strong type of person. And the other thing is, it encourages you to over leverage, I think, the 1 minute chart, because when you get that, and let's say you go in with 0.5% risk on that, that's to me now $500 there. Yeah, I'd be wanting to take that. If I can do 0.5% a day, that's 10% a month. On a 100k account, that's 10 grand. If I've got 300k accounts running, I've just earned 30 grand making 1 trade a day. Trouble is, I find you just don't get the first entry. You can't, because you're trying to pick the top and the bottom all the time. That one works beautifully. But trying to hold it for a 10 to 1, you'll get that beautiful like 3 or 4k trade, and then that's what you'll expect all the time. And when you don't get the 3 or 4Ks and you get stopped out of break even on 4 or 5 of them, and you have 2 losers, it just drives you mental. I just couldn't do it. But like I said, it's not my my mentality. I don't know many people that can do it, but there are people that do. You can also position trade M1, but you're gonna have to close some losses out. If you get the direction one, you've got to have a directional bias, I think, to position trade, obviously intraday, and that's the difficulty. Directional bias is quite hard to do on a daily basis. However, using the intraday sentiment might be a good key for that. That might well help you. We've got gold on there as well. There's more people just gone short on the New Zealand CAD. Gold 50-50 at the moment, so there's no advantage either way. Look at what gold's been doing. Yeah, no advantage either way. It's just up and down, up and down. Liquidity is at both ends. So that's what they're doing. They're taking the liquidity from both ends. They've just taken that liquidity this morning and they took that liquidity. So they're all dead. They're all dead. So everybody that entered the market yesterday and is still holding is dead. You can eliminate 50% of alerts if you only trade in one direction. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you've got to have a directional bias. But that's the other trouble, isn't it? If you get your directional bias wrong on the day, I think to scalp, you've got to be able to flick the switch. Yeah. Which is, you know, like the opening range breakout, right? If it goes long, I'm going long. If it then slams down and goes down there, I'm short. You've got to go with price action. If price action is telling you, if you're telling yourself, I only want to go long on gold today, and all it does all day is do this, you're going to try and pick the bottom constantly because your long bias is long. There's 6 trades that have gone wrong. I'm like, right, okay, that's a big loss. I'm going to go short. Too late. You've missed it. So again, trying to get a bias on the day is very dangerous if you get it wrong. If you get it right, you'll milk it. No doubt in that at all. So if you're really good at picking an intraday directional bias, then you'll do well. But I think the thing you've got to concentrate on is highs and lows, extremes. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows on the 1 minute chart. Maybe even hourly highs and lows. But I don't know. Like I said, I've tried it and failed dramatically. You do. You got to try everything. If you don't try it, you don't know if you're any good at it or not. On my live position trade all day on a funded account, testing it out. Yeah, test it. If it works, use it. It might be something really good to use for funded accounts, because you could make, especially with someone like E8, if you can get it right for a day on E8, you can get funded. If you can get it right the second day when you've got a funded account, you can then stop trading that account once you've got the money there. So on E8, there's an 8K target on a 100K account. I did it in a day. I did 8K in the morning on the morning session, and then I did I think it was 6K in the afternoon for level 2, and then I got the funded account that evening and traded the funded account the next day up to 4K, froze it, withdrew it. That cost me $300, or no, $400 or something. 1.5 days, 4,000 in the bank. Actually, well, not that, because they took 20% of it. So, but if you can get gold right in the morning, get gold right in the afternoon, and then get gold right the next day, stop. And then withdraw that money, and then see if you can get gold right the next day. Stop. Yeah, if you go on with 0.5% risk on a reversal alert and it moves 4 to 1 on the 1 minute chart, that's pretty easy, isn't it? It's a couple of 5-minute candles. You're easily doing a 4 or 5 to 1 return. That's a couple of grand. Do that twice in a day. That's 4 grand. Most people, 50 grand a year, they can live on that. It all sounds really good on paper. It's just when you try and do it, it's a totally different thing, keeping your psychology under wraps. Once I know I'm in the right direction, I just hold until the third push. Yeah, so here is a good example of that, JC. So that's Steve Mauro, 3 pushes. And it does work. It is true. Also measured moves, because if you're trading M5 and you're trading M1, you're trading measured moves, algorithmic, and the algorithms will use measured moves. You'll be amazed how many times you'll measure something and go, oh my God, every single time. 92, 95, 77. How far do you think this is going to go? I'm betting we're going to get down to 12,525. There. Yeah. Algorithms use measured movement because they have a risk reward algorithm built into them, and they will drive the market and hoover up the orders until they get to a level. Then they will remove and take the profit on the orders. They will then move again. It's an algorithmic movement. Once you identify it, and this is partly what this is, the propulsion gaps. When we get the propulsion move, we know that the propulsion move will usually get pulled back into. Why? Because that's where they start their second leg. They start their second movement, third movement. Sometimes you get 5 or 6 movements in a day, what we call a trend day. Other days you'll get rotation days where they are literally just buying and selling the tops and bottoms. We never know which day we're going to get until we get it. So watch this at 12525 here and see if we get a bounce back. That would be a third measured move of 90 odd pips. Fibonacci extensions. The 1168 or the 128 extension. That is a typical 61.8 retracement extension above the high, buy, whatever you got left over. I think it's 1.38, isn't it? The extension. It just makes 100%. It's all measured movement. If you want to know about measured movements, go and read Al Brooks. No. Who is it? It's either Larry Williams or Al Brooks. I think it's Larry Williams, actually. Or is it Al Brooks? Might be Al Brooks. I don't know. I always get those two confused. They're basically the godfathers of stuff. But one of them talks about measured moves a lot. Works on all time frames. That's what your extensions are on your Fibonacci. That is where the measured move is expected to go to before it finds exhaustion. You can also use RSI to measure that. There you go. So that's the 12525. So that is 92, 95 pips from the other one. So, you know, this move here was 93.8, 92, 95. Yeah. So see, you know, it doesn't always work, obviously, because if that was the case, we'd all make money far too easily. David, I took the reversal alert fail that you pointed out, 10 pips in, 10 pips and out. Yeah. Base drop, base drop, rally, base rally. Yeah. I'm short Swiss yen. What's your opinion on that? I'll have a look at that. Yeah. So nice end pattern reversal on the 4 hour out of an RSI extension. We're in a downtrend. It's all in a bit of a mess at the minute, though. Sideways mess at the moment, but that's because obviously we had that massive spike. What the hell was that? What was that today? 87 pip spike on Swiss yen. Was that on all yen pairs? Oh yeah. What happened to the yen today? I missed that. I'm not in any yen at the moment, so. But yeah, Swiss yen looks good for shorts. They all look good for shorts at the moment. So yeah, perfect. Pull back into the 24.72. Back down to retest the lows. Benjamin, you ever studied ICT? A little bit. Not a lot. It's all ICT stuff is just all recycled other stuff. So I kind of knew everything ICT teaches before he taught it because I was trading before that. In on a long for Euro New Zealand. Yeah. Again, it's all, and that's, you know, this is what the 3 pushes is. It's market structure. Yeah. And you know, 3 pushes, 5 pushes, however many pushes you're going to get, that's market structure. Look. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Are you going to get a 4th? Don't know. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. No way of telling. You'll find out. And that's what you do. You test your idea. You go long, and if it's not that, it's going to be that. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we get in again. Wait for it to come up, and then we get out. I think was something to do with Credit Suisse. Was it? I didn't see any news. What time did that happen? 7:45 this morning. Oh, right. Oh, it's early. That's why I didn't notice it. It was before. It was just before the market open. Don't know. But anyway, just a whipsaw. Right, I'm going to call it a day there. I've got to go and get my prescription from the doctors. So anything you need, I'll be in the Telegram group. Machine, why aren't you working? So I'm just trying to do something on my phone. So yeah, I'll be in the Telegram group for anything you need. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7:50, same time, and we will trade the DAX as usual. Everything else FX wise, I'm just still sitting in at the moment, waiting for stuff to actually move. Especially gold now, which is going to really annoy me because I should have taken that profit up there and almost got out at break even, but I didn't. And that's the third time now I've had an opportunity to get out of this thing at break even and haven't taken it. I could have got out there. I just took a profit, as you can see. I could have got out there. I didn't. And now I've got another exit I've missed. What the hell? Done 2.5 grand today, so I'm happy with that. I think the market reacted late to the news. Yeah. Okay, well, have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, same time. And obviously tomorrow afternoon, be back at 2:20. And we will see how we get on. But anything you need, I'll be in the Telegram group. Hopefully have a profitable afternoon. Keep riding that NASDAQ. Hopefully, keep riding that NASDAQ. And we'll see if we can make some more tomorrow morning with the ORBs. Okay, have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow and see you then.